Hello, my friends. I am Rick, and this is your seat at table. And of course, over here in the corner is little Missy. I finally was able to get an appointment for her for the ARL's Trap Neuter Release program. So Thursday, she's going to go to the ARL and get her shots and get spayed, and then hopefully she'll be a little more happier, less well, you can hear her over there. She's just something else. So what we're looking at here is field reports for the AFFS. Now, I already did one, I believe, on House Liao not that long ago, and when I looked at this one right off the bat, I just made a leap of assumption that this was a continuation of that series produced by Catalyst. Then I realized a couple things leapt out at first. I didn't notice that it was actually a fan-made product, an OBT, or the Captain Universe Sourcebook, or whatever. And I believe I've seen some of this gentleman's work somewhere else. I think I've seen his, like I said, I think I've seen his work before. So I was a little off when... Now, I might be wrong, but I think I've seen something else this fellow produced. So when I started to read the book, right off the bat, something just hit me like a battle master dropping out of a drop chute. I mean, it just, what? I mean, it really doesn't make sense to me, and I'm struggling with it. And it made it hard for me to continue reading too far into it. There's a lot of good material in here, a lot of interesting source material, and it looks very professional. It looks like it would definitely be something that would have been produced by FAS or Catalyst or maybe FanPro. I mean, it's hard to say. But when we start reading this, Federated Suns overview. The Federated Suns survived the Fourth Successional War with largely intact economy despite losses of dozens of worlds to the compelling Confederation and the Terran hegemony. The negotiated settlement with the Combines restored most of the world's lost on that front. The price for this survival was savaging of the armed forces of the Federated Suns. More than 30 separate commands were shattered, disbanded, or forced to surrender during 19 months of combat operations. What? I mean, honestly, what? I mean, you know, I'm just like, really? I'm having a horrible time, you know, trying to get my head around just what we're talking about here, because the timing absolutely does not jive with the game canon. I mean, I'm not trying to be an ass or nothing. I understand how much work goes into creating these things, but at the same time, you know, you kind of have to have. Now, where are you at here? Let's see. Right? Yeah, you kind of have to have things work together, and so when we're talking surviving the Fourth Succession War. Everything it reads here like it should mean surviving the fall of the Word of Blake, the Word of Blake invasion, madness, and the creation of the Republic of the Sphere, which would have happened, what, decades later from the Succession War, considerably decades later. And then it doesn't stop there with the confusion part, because just 2 paragraphs down, in 3027, Hans Dapion ordered a further realignment of the March boundaries only 4 years after creating the Periphery March, creating the newest March in 2, and creating a new Terran March to face the hegemony. Well, okay, so to face the hegemony in 3027? Oh my, oof. I mean, there are things, and then there are things when it comes to creating stuff. I mean, hey, I get y'all that you put a lot of work and effort and time into this, but unless this is a blatant alternate reality from the actual game world, none of that makes any sense whatsoever. It simply does not read well. And once you fall in that road pit, that pothole, it's hard to get back on that road and continue on, because how many more glaring questionable mistakes are there? Or if this is a player's alternate reality from, you know, the standard canon, which is fine. Everybody creates games like that. I mean, you know, that's great. That's fine. That's not the issue here. So, I mean, the problem here is creating something that fits in with everything else. There's the key difference. If you're going to make a fan product, you want to have something that fits in. This would need some serious editorial work, which is sad because the material that's here is viable, and I believe it fits in with the rest of this field report mini-series that was created. I don't know if this was an attempt to fill in a missing one, because I know sometimes projects get started. Catalyst might have started the other project, and for one reason or another, it just never got completed. But in this case, this is like, oof, really? I mean, it just doesn't go. It just doesn't stop. I mean, it goes down. Strategic update. Confederation in 3024, expecting converging thrust upon the Terran corridor. The AFS was repositioning, striking the Benjamin and Galadian districts, only to find itself facing waves of attacks into the center of each of those districts. Only border marches. The key to defeat in this phase of the wars was the Wolf Dragoon strike at Robinson in January of 3025. 3025, the Fourth Succession War hadn't even began yet. We're on the verge of the Fourth Succession War. You're talking the Fourth Succession War like it's past tense, and all the action you're talking about here is actually the hegemony, Republic of the Sphere, Dark Ages crap. And you are so off, and it matters. It really matters, my friend. Frankly, dude, and you hear this, or you know somebody who did this work, go back and change it. Fix it. This is sad. And if this came via Catalyst, geez, you people, somebody was asleep at the wheel, or somebody just didn't give a damn. Because it's so, tell me I'm wrong. If somebody else has got this, if you've got this, and yours reads different from mine, you let me know. If you have this and you read it and you don't see what I'm seeing, let me know in the comments. I most certainly would love to do that, because we go on and on about talking about things like the Federated Sons Navy and future plans, and none of it jibes with the timing. I mean, it's crucial. You can't say things like a date that's 50 years out of position, because I'm an old player and I get it. I know. I understand. I'm also a wannabe game designer. I cry about that on this channel a lot. So I'm just saying, do all this hard work and make this kind of level of commitment to creating something that really looks nice, to have it so boof. Yeah. Anyway, fuck this one and on to the next one, my friends. I'm sorry, but there's just, I don't know. I just don't know that there's anything I can do to make this one a good video. Till next time.